Hey everybody, I absolutely love our entry tune. Welcome back to our program, The Inner Life of Fitness. We share stories to inspire you to help ignite your inner and outer strength. I'm so excited for my guest today. She is one of my mentors in my life. She's been in my life and a dear friend. I'm happy to say, welcome to our program, Susan Alves. I'm so excited you're here.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. And you're right about the music. I was doing a little.
Well, you do a little, yeah, I know you just can't stop. And like, I'm laughing. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit still for the entry of the song. And it's like, no. So I got Ed to thank for that. I was trying to find a tune that matched my energy. So excited you're here. Thank you for wanting to be on this show. You're just so humble, and you don't even see how much you have done and made a positive impact in people's lives. And I think that's probably what I love most about you. There's so many things, and I could roll out a scroll of so many things. I was a junior in high school when you came into my life. I was a clef singer. I know you're a former clef singer alumni as well under Nectar Lennox. I want to share with our viewers a little bit of behind the scenes that, you have a bachelor's and a master's in music ed. I remembered you student taught for Cumberland High School, which was funny. You taught, there's Nectar Lennox right there.
My mentor. She was unbelievable. Yeah, when it came time to have to student teach, I went to school in Boston, so I had to ask special permission to be able to go back to my own high school to student teach, because they don't normally want you to do that. They figure that you're in a familiar atmosphere, and they don't necessarily want to promote that. But when I explained to my advisor what Mrs. Lennox was all about, they went for it. So I remember the first time my teacher at Emmanuel College came to observe me student teaching, and she met Mrs. Lennox and she saw what we were doing. When it was all over, she said to me, "Oh my gosh, I now totally understand why you wanted to come here to student teach. This has just been an incredible experience, and I can see that you've gotten so much out of it." So it was pretty.
Talk to our viewers a little bit more about Nectar Lennox. She came into my life when I was a freshman, and I was telling Ed earlier that I always knew I could sing. At least I thought. Me in the shower and me and the neighbors singing in my son's pool net. And then, she just had that way about her. I remember I was in chorus, and she was like, "All right, all the sopranos sing in second sopranos." And then she walked towards me. And then she's like, "All right, just the second sopranos." And then she's right in my face. And she was like, "Sing louder, louder." And she's like, "You can sing." And I was like, almost wanted to cry. I was like, "I'm going to tell my mom. I always knew I could sing." But share your story about Nectar Lennox.
Well, she was already obviously a super icon to me, because my sister and my brother next to me in age had already belonged to chorus and were clef singers, and had a wonderful experience. I used to go to the concerts and I used to go to the musicals. So I was obviously really excited to get to the high school and sing as well. I also played the piano, and I had been taking lessons, private lessons, until like through the 7th grade. And then I kind of, I lost interest a little bit, because it was just time for me to find a new teacher. But I went all through 8th grade. Even 8th grade, I was accompanying the chorus and singing in chorus. And when I got to the high school, Mrs. Lennox knew of me because of my family. And she had me start accompanying the chorus. And let me tell you, that was an experience and a half, because she was very difficult to play for. She made me cry. Oh, she never saw me cry. I always, I'd get home, and, I would get home and I'd be like, "I'm practicing. She will never see me cry. She will never see me cry." And, it just made me work super hard. But anyway, she found out that I had not been taking private lessons, and she was like, "What? This is ridiculous. I can't believe this. We need to find you a teacher." And, I did go back to taking lessons, and So yeah, so I sang with chorus, and then sophomore year was accepted into clef singers, but I continued to accompany the chorus. And the one of my greatest experiences was playing in the pit orchestras for the musicals we did.
Wow.
And by, senior year, I was the student music director for the musical. So the experience with her was unbelievable. I think the difference with her was that she wasn't afraid to give students full responsibility of things. She'd send us out to sing without her there
Wow.
with us.
I never knew that.
And that was such a great experience because she had trust and faith in the knowledge that she had passed on to us. So a lot of teachers don't do that. And it's something that I tried to remember, as a teacher myself.
So I remember when Nectar was leaving, and I was my sophomore year. We found out, we heard about you coming in. When a program's been, how long was she there? 30 years, 35?
I think 30 or 35 years, something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So to let our viewers know, Clef Singers is like the varsity of a track team, like a varsity of a basketball team. And Nectar created that, correct?
Yes. As a matter of fact, up until the time I retired in 2013, there had only been 2 choral directors at Cumberland High School, Mrs. Lennox and me.
I know. So now is like my junior year, you come in, and you were what, 24, 25?
27. I was 27.
And you obviously was, trained by Nectar, but, you had your own drive and your own passion and your own way that just complemented to the program that she established. And you took her existing program and took it to a whole new level to adapt for the generations to come. And I know I'm one of many of hundreds of people, and I know you're humble and you're like, no, you don't see it. You have positively impacted my life, and for that I thank you. And I'm so grateful we're still able to sing together today. And so when you came in junior year, now you're a clef singer director, and through your journey you also you got your national board certification in 2013.
2007.
2007. And then you got the Yale Distinguished Musical Education Award. That's amazing and so well deserved.
Well, it was really special. So the national board process is hellish. It can take up to 3 years. I did it in 2, but it's this huge process. You record yourself teaching your classes, and you have to write all these essays, and you submit them, and then you have to take a variety of tests, and it's really intensive, but totally worth it. And
it speaks volumes of you and your character, and I want to dive into the fitness world, but there's a story that's unraveling here about the person that you are and the drive that you have and the passion. You definitely are doing what God's calling, what your gift from God is, and I'm just a grateful recipient of that, and many others. Ed, can we go back to that picture of Nectar? So this picture is, we were lucky enough to have a reunion, right?
Yes, 2012. For several years, people had been asking me to do a clef singer reunion, and I was like, oh my gosh, how do we even make this happen? And with the help of 2 of my former clef singer classmates, without them it never would have happened. Jim Beauregard and Karen Longest just worked tirelessly to help bring this all together. It was amazing. And to tell you something about Mrs. Lennox. So Mrs. Lennox was already, I want to say, in her mid to late 80s when we did this. And when I approached her about it, she said to me, all right, we'll do this. But if I get in the middle of rehearsal and I just can't do it anymore, you're going to have to take over. And I'm like, yeah, right. Okay. She's going to let me take over for her. And sure enough, no way. Like she was a bundle of energy. She was amazing.
How about your students who never experienced her?
Yeah.
So all of us clef singers who had her, I mean, we reverted back to high school. We were like, like you just she didn't demand respect. You just wanted to do right by her. It was just, and all your students are like, who is this lady?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
She's a legend, just like you. You're a legend. So that's, you and I have always been real good friends. But college came, and you and I kind of went on our own ways. But that's the great thing about people who impact your lives. And we came back together during that time. And that time, before we go into that, I do want to I want to let people know that you also enjoy playing golf and singing and hanging out with this man that you just got married to, Steven. Steve,
come on in.
Steve, come on in.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be playing golf soon.
Hi, Steve.
I'm not going to take up the show.
We love you. Congratulations on your marriage. All right, so let's go back.
I live with people.
I just wanted to get that out of the way because I knew he'd be sneaking in behind you. But I love Steve. He's awesome, and I'm happy for you. All right, so we reconnected right around that reunion.
And such a huge blessing in so many ways. I can't even believe what a blessing that was, because you say I was your mentor, and it's totally a two-way street. You are my mentor. You have become my mentor. You have opened up so much for me. And I am so thankful and so blessed.
So what were some of the things, and I want people to know, I mean, you were in your 40s at the time. You were always remembered you would work out, not work out, work out, not work out. But your main thing I remember during that time was, Lise, because of all the years of playing piano, like you developed a little bit of a hunch.
Yes.
Right? Turn your chair to the side. You no longer have that hunch.
No.
And that was one of the things, right? And you talked about your hands hurting you.
Yes. Yes. So really, I had worked out quite a bit in my late 30s, early 40s, but then I kept working out. But, I met Steve, and we'd go out and we'd eat this, and I wasn't working out quite as much. And actually that picture you show of us at the reunion concert, I was actually at my heaviest there. Mm. And I was very frustrated because, like you said, I was hurting, and I would still work out, but it wasn't doing what I needed it to do. So when I ever found out that Lisa Canoia Manjo is a personal trainer, this is what she does, and she has her business, I was like, what? Bring me in.
Yeah. And I remember we sat down, because I always do assessments with everybody, and it's not about me, it's about the people that I'm about to work with. And a lot of times people want to know right away, how much is it, and this is what I want, this is what I want. I'm like, simmer down now. We need to sit down, and you need to see if I'm even right. Remember that I said to you, like, if I'm the right one for you and you feel like I can make it happen, or I'll refer you out. Mm-hmm. Because to me, obviously I need to put food on my table and need money, but it's not about the money, because I believe money will follow. And it's the same with you and the passion that you did for music and how you address students. Like if someone comes in vocally, you need to see where their assessments are. So one of the goals you said to me, I don't know, what were you, 125 at the time?
I was 123 at my heaviest. And I honestly had never, ever been anywhere near 120. So it was freaking me out. Yeah, 120 when we started.
Yeah, and then you had menopause issues. I mean, menopause is an issue as we age that really makes it even harder for women to lose weight. And you said, I just want to be down to 115. I'll be happy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you are proudly at what, 109?
Yep. This morning I was 109.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't want our viewers to think, oh, it's about the weight. It's not. It's keeping that weight off, because you also have arthritis, correct?
Yes, I have arthritis. And, if I were working out, I think with someone else who doesn't know the body as well as you do. And, there are so many trainers out there who have just, gotten their online license certification. And I think that they just don't know anatomy. I mean, you went to school for this, so you know your stuff. So I always think it's a riot when I go in. First thing you say is, tell me what's going on. How's the body feeling? And, sometimes I'm going, oh my gosh, like, how are we going to get through this? My wrists are killing me today. My elbows are killing me today. But you always find a way to give me a killer workout. I come out feeling like, oh my gosh, I can still do this, even though I have these issues. So I feel that if it weren't for you in my life, and I'm fortunate to have a wonderful chiropractor who also believes in staying physically fit.
And who's your chiropractor?
That's Dr. David Arago, and he's in Cumberland. And I have a wonderful yoga instructor. And
what's her name?
Her name is Gabrielle DeFusco, and she has her own site, GabrielleDeFusco.com. I also felt fortunate that my primary care doctors have always been people who, like, you're hurting a little bit. Oh, well, too bad. You keep doing it. You keep working. You keep going forward. Where I know there are some people who don't work that way. So I feel very, very fortunate. I want to tell you something about the posture thing. So this was a couple of years after we had been working together. Steve and I had gone on a trip. I can't even remember where we were, but I was checking my email at a hotel computer. So I'm sitting and blah, blah, and this woman walked by me and she said, oh my gosh, I just have to tell you, you have the most incredible posture I have ever seen. Like, your back is so straight. And I was like, ka-ching, Lisa.
That is so awesome. Yeah, because I remembered that was one of the things I did notice when we were at the reunion was you were always in this crunched out position. And I'm just, thank you for sharing this story. What have you gained the most out of exercise? I know, like, so the story that we've shared so far is about you, who is a very driven individual. And someone like there was also that mental piece that you and I had to work on in the beginning, that you were very hard on yourself. You were your worst critic. Can you share a little bit about that and how you conquered it?
I have always been my worst critic. And I am still to a certain extent, but I'm getting better at it. I feel strong. I feel strong physically and emotionally and mentally. And, I feel like I can do so many things. I mean, you have me doing things I never thought I could do. I couldn't do a pull-up. Remember in high school when they made you do those fitness classes and you had to do, but forget it. Like, never going to happen. And, we do them with the assistant, the band. But, it's just amazing what it does for your head and what it's done for other things in my life. Like, I feel that it's so exciting to pass on this passion for fitness to everyone else I come in contact with. So I was very fortunate that after I retired, Jim Beauregard, who I mentioned earlier, he's a professor of theater at Dean College, and he contacted me and asked me if I would be interested in doing any work at Dean. So I have been, since about 2014, doing music direction for the musicals there. And Jim especially is really about having his students be physically fit for the performance. So lots of times as a warm-up to the rehearsal process, he has them doing all kinds of exercises, and he does push-ups, right? And I jump down and I do them too. And I told Jim that today I was going to tell everybody that Jim and I can out-push up all of those kids.
I love it. Take that.
But, and to pass, just to pass on how important it is to be physically fit in every area of life, just in how it affects you mentally to approach everyday life, how you approach the people that you encounter throughout the day. It just brings such confidence to you. It's so important. I have a lot of people, I'm very interested in nutrition as well, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have been pretty much, but that was another piece that I was so happy that you brought to the program. And, I've had people be like, why do you deprive yourself of eating this and eating that? And I'm like, because I want to feel good while I'm here. Well, yeah, you could get hit by a car tomorrow. Yeah, I could get hit by a car tomorrow. You know what? But while I was here, I feel really good. I feel mentally and physically fit, and I've had a good life. Yep.
And I don't want viewers to think that you don't enjoy life. I mean, we talk about that, right? We talk about pulling back the reins. Like you will eat this, you will eat that, and you do enjoy life. I know because I've been with you a couple times.
Oh, yeah, no, totally. And that's another part of the learning piece, like learning how to enjoy yourself, but then knowing how to come back to be where you need to be. So yeah, no, I know if I'm gonna have a couple of cookies. I told my sister the other day that for some reason I just needed to have something. So I ate 4 graham crackers, and she's like, oh, 4 squares, 4 squares. That's actually like the correct portion to eat. And I'm like, no, not 4 squares, like 4 full graham crackers. But I made sure that I had gone to the gym and done my 30 minutes of cardio and done my I'm just how to do it.
You're awesome. You're awesome. You're awesome for to want to come on the program and share this. This is what Body Soul is all about. And this is what the Inner Life of Fitness program is all about, is to show human beings that actually have gone through the process, why they've gone through it. I also want to talk about, so you do all this, your body fat's like phenomenal, your weight's phenomenal, you're functionally moving better, you're controlling and managing, arthritis, that, the pain, but you also, through this, you were getting higher and higher cholesterol. So yes. I want our viewers to realize that you could do everything right, and Susan's cholesterol was still going up, remember? And then you had to research nutritionally to go more plant-based.
Yes.
To share about that.
Yep. So for a full year, I was completely vegan, totally plant-based, and my cholesterol dropped 30 points. So the following year, I was still pretty much a dairy-free and red meat-free, but I did do some chicken and some fish, and my cholesterol still dropped another 10 points. So this year, my physical is in August, and I have still been dairy-free. I have probably had a little bit of red meat here and there, very, very, very rare, but every once in a while. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But, I think the exercise has helped immensely. I know running really helps. I haven't really been able to run a lot because, I have that hip flexor issue, but yeah.
Ed, can we show a picture of what Miss Susan looks like? Wow. Oh, one big muscle. Isn't that what Steve calls you?
That's right.
That is a hard balanced work right there. And, it's not always what I say to you. It's not about how we look on the outside. We need to feel good on the inside. But Dan, that's pretty nice, I got to say.
Yeah, no, that's really exciting. And that's another place where you were helping me. So I've been having a lot of neck issues. Mm-hmm. And when I told you that, you started me doing these exercises. I'm thinking they're working my scapula and that area, right?
Rear deltoid, traps, scapula.
So yeah, so it's amazing that for at least 4 or 5 days after our workout, I have almost zero neck pain.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's just amazing. And I want to tell you one other thing that you're so great about. So
I'm not paying you for this.
No, you gave me tools. Like, this is what's really cool about you. You give the tools. So during COVID, when you couldn't go to the gym and I couldn't go work out with you, I was still able to do things on my own to keep things kind of going, not the same, obviously. Cardio was the hardest, because of not running and, but I would do my Tabata with the gliders and all of that. But, you had given me the tools to do what I needed to do to keep me going.
And you found them.
So huge. And during COVID, I think I would have gone completely insane had I not had something like that. Talk about affecting you mentally.
Your mind, body, spirit. That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Yep.
Listen, before we head out, and you're just awesome. You're inspiring, and I hope this messaging gets out, and it's going to get out, and you'll inspire others of any age and many ages. And it's about mind body connection, and you got to do the work. You can't expect just to come to you or take a pill. But we've been lucky enough to reconnect vocally, and you and I have been singing you sing for your church, but you've been coming over to Our Lady of Fatima. I sing in the church choir. I can't play the guitar because of the sound feedback, but Phil Silva taught me how to play guitar. You honed my vocals. So let's just do a little song for them right now. We're not going to do a long song, but I want them to hear your vocals, and I'll chime in.
Are you ready? You're going to do this, right? Okay. Blessed be God.
Blessed be God.
Blessed be his holy name.
Blessed be his holy name.
Blessed be Jesus.
Blessed be Jesus.
True God and true man.
True God and true man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to hear her play piano. So amazing. I personally love you and thank you and value you and appreciate you in my life and my daughter's life as well. You've been a positive impact. Thank you for being on the show today. Any last words to our viewers?
Oh, yeah. So my favorite saying, and I tell Lisa that this is going to be on her tombstone someday. Last one, best one. That's what she always says, right? Last rep is the best rep.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Susan Alves, for joining our show today.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. And thank you to our viewers for joining us today. And if you like our show, please share it. If you feel someone else needs to be inspired, please share it. If you are looking to maybe change your life or get some training, email me, lisa@bodysoultraining.com. Join us next week. Next week is a pre-recorded. For 4th of July, I felt it would be appropriate. My friend Terry Rajambath, he's going to, it's a pre-recorded show. He served over 12 years in the Army National Guard, and he was critically injured in combat in 2009, where he almost lost his life. Learn more about this moving story and how he fought to survive in the middle of a kill zone. His journey from his days in Afghanistan to now, and what he's doing today with his company, Rhode Island Original. So again, thank you for joining our show today. If you have an inspiring story, again, email me, lisa@bodysoultraining.com. And remember to take life one day at a time, move more, drink more water, and breathe. Until next week on The Inner Life of Fitness, this is Lisa. Thank you.